Hi, I'm Tiffany Lee. I am a school psychologist in Northern Virginia and a small-time content creator for school psych things. I filmed a day in my life just as like a lifestyle content, and that one really took off because people didn't know what school psychology is. They messaged me. It's like a follow-up message telling me they either got into a program or they got to know the field because of my video. I still consider myself a baby psych. There are definitely like cases or kids that make me stay up at night. I say just do it. Like, yeah, there's a lot of upside, whether it's like building your community or making connections online.
Yeah. What do you think of the conference so far?
It's been really good. Every time I come, because I don't come every year, it's definitely an investment to be here and such a privilege. But I am so amazed at just like so much, all the knowledge and the passion and all of us getting together. There's so many people that come. It's crazy to be with like 6,000 other school psychologists.
Yeah. Yeah. It's feels more this year than last year for some.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe because the space. Yeah. 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 So I know you do. You have a YouTube channel. What inspired you to start documenting your journey?
To be honest, like really honest, like I love like food content. And so, I went to school in New York and I was like, I love like the food scene here.
Mm.
I made a lot of food content and I wanted to do like makeup. So I was doing those things. And then I was in grad school for school psychology. And so I filmed a day in my life just as like a lifestyle content. And that one really took off because people didn't know what school psychology is. And they're like, oh, like asking me questions. So felt like now I'm niche down.
Like start posting publicly, right? You start to like see how it impacts other people. So what message like from your viewers have stayed with you the most? Like which messages do you remember the most from people?
Definitely, like, I have, like, a solid answer for this. It's when people, like, come back and they message me. It's like a follow-up message telling me they either got into a program or they got to know the field because of my videos or, that they got a job or an internship, and I think it's so amazing that they obviously did the work,
Right.
but they come back and they let me know about their progress and seeing them progress forward, with they say that my content helped.
Yeah.
So that's always, like, motivating for me to continue creating content.
Yeah. And when you look back to like your first year versus now, what's the biggest change in your clinical gut feeling?
I still consider myself a baby psych, because I've been in it for a little bit, but I still have many questions every day.
Yeah.
I would definitely say the biggest difference is once you're freshly out of grad school, a lot of the things are like very textbook. Like you're supposed to do things this way,
Mm.
whether it's how you're doing testing or how you're doing like interventions. But you get into the real world and you kind of get a feel for, oh, like it can't operate that way. So you figure out different ways to do things. And so I think with more experience, it's become textbook knowledge plus experience in the real world. So yeah, that's really the biggest change.
I know in the beginning it's like this is the template, this is the standard, and you use it for all kids, but you realize that that doesn't, it's not necessary for all of them. With just the work that you do, there's a lot of emotional like burden or things that you take from work. How do you handle those difficult cases? Because sometimes, even for myself, I think about, certain cases that really stick with me, even outside of work. So how do you manage that part of it?
I try my best to like silo and, try to compartmentalize those things, but there are definitely like cases or kids that make me stay up at night. And I try my best to not let it affect me because I have two younger kids at home and,
Mm.
I want to be a good wife and mom. But I think sometimes like talking it out
Mm.
helps, whether it's like with your spouse or a therapist. Um, because sometimes you also feel like you're on an island when you're working, like you don't have like a counseling team or like you're not a teacher.
Yeah.
So that helps for me.
Mhm. And we spend all day caring for other people's brains. How do you recharge when you get home?
So I feel like I have like a job number two when I get home, but it's definitely like being silly with my kids or like I love to cook. So like teaching my son how to cook and really like involving myself there. Trying not to bring work home, even though it's really hard, especially like around March.
Mhm.
And then also just like guilty pleasure, like binge watching TV series. Like I love Singles Inferno. It's like a Korean like
Yeah.
dating show, and I eat it up every season.
Those school psychs who are currently have heavy caseloads, what is one boundary that you recommend for them to, in order for them to sustain throughout, the field and stay for a long time?
So I went to a presentation about like leading change, and a lot of the conversation was about burnout and sustainability. And so Dr. Faustino was like, the goal is to not be burnt out. So we have to do that from the beginning, like be proactive. And so someone suggested like they always now take their lunch break. And I know it's like easier said than done, but she always takes a walk every day, like a 10-minute walk. And I've been trying to do that this year. I haven't succeeded yet, but maybe after this conference, I am going to build in that 10-minute walk.
Yeah, I mean, I also had walked, in my schedule. It was much better in the beginning. And then as the year goes on, I noticed it just stopped. Because we tend to get, busy and forget about it unless we're really intentional about it. So,
Yeah, intentional. I like that word.
what do you wish schools understand about student stress?
Um, I think there are some like amazing like veteran staff, but I think for them to just be more empathetic about the changing world,
Hmm.
whether it's like social media use or AI, and for them to kind of lean into like understanding or wanting to learn more, I think that could really help with the connection piece or just having like a more open mindset.
What advice would you give to school psychs who want to share their work online but feel hesitant?
I say just do it. Like as long as you're not like breaking a law, like there's a lot of like positive aspects to it. I know like I don't know if if you want to like add this because I feel cringy even saying it, but like to be cringe is to be free. And yeah, there's a lot of upside, whether it's like building your community or making connections online
Mm.
or even making money. Yeah, or like getting a lot of like advice from other people, consulting. I say do it.
Yeah. I would just add, like, I think now for the younger people who are coming into the profession, a lot of information, like for myself, is through these different media outlets, right? Like, I think that's where we're going to get the next generation of people learning about the field. And so I think it's important to do that. And when I was looking, when I was in grad school, I didn't find very much. I mean, I found your channel, but like outside of that, I think it's an area that hasn't really been.
Yeah. It's really hard to like sustain it, you know? It's far and few, and I feel like our jobs become like
Yeah.
our whole life. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome. And then where can people find you for your work?
You can find me on YouTube. Just search Tiffany Lee School Psychology or my Instagram and TikTok, School Psych Tiffany.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.